Have you ever had to adapt to the able-bodied world as someone with low vision? All the time, every single day. So the world is created for the able-bodied. And this is true when it comes to technology, it's true when it comes to navigation, and so those of us who live in the disabled world often have to adapt ourselves in order to fit in with the rest of the world, because it's not made for us. So in my experience, I have to adapt to technology every single day, whether it's inverting my computer and my phone in order to actually see with the low vision that I have, or whether it's, learning how to shift things over so my screen reader can touch it. So things like websites and apps can often be a struggle. Sometimes I'll get a PDF that's really important that I really need to read, and it's an image. And my screen reader won't touch it, won't read it, and I have no idea what this bright screen is, so I need to figure it out. So because of that, I've actually had to learn how to become more tech savvy in order to maintain my position within the able-bodied community. So, for example, I've had to learn how to adapt scanned PDFs that come in as an image into text documents in order for me to be able to read them. This is something that the sighted world doesn't really have to worry about that much, because they can just read the book. They don't need a PDF. So, and those are kind of some things that I've had to do, as well as learn shortcuts, because I can't always see the mouse and it's just faster to do shortcuts. So I do have 3 tips for those of you who are trying to navigate the world as somebody who is low vision or blind, and trying to go through the world of technology where things are not made for us. So the first tip for navigating the technological world when we are not as sighted as our counterparts is build your tech toolkit. So find the apps that recognize text. Find the converters for PDFs. Find the different ways that you can use screen readers that might not cost you an arm, a leg, a kidney, right? So find those ways to adapt and just have them in your back pocket just in case you need them. The next one is shortcuts. So learn common keystrokes and shortcuts so that you're not always reaching for the mouse. You're not struggling as much. So Alt-Tab to go between screens. Control-C, Control-V, so copy and paste. All those kind of things. Those are things that I learned at a young age, but it's just automatic, especially if people have lost vision over time, to reach for that mouse. But we're not always going to be able to see it. So it's good to know your keyboard shortcuts in order to navigate the computer. And screen readers like JAWS will actually read when you hit Tab and Shift Tab. The third one is voice command tools. They can be game changers. So I often use voice to text when I'm texting people, but a lot of times it'll say, hey, comma, how's it going? Because my thing will actually type out the word comma. So they're not perfect. I did actually just learn that there's a dictate tool on Microsoft Word. Game changer for when I'm writing notes for myself at work. So thank you to my coworker who showed me that. That was pretty awesome. But, using voiceover when we can, using text-to-speech when we can, these are all things that we can use to get maybe a little bit of an advantage or just some equal footing with some of our sighted counterparts. So now I've got a question for you. What is a piece of technology that just really irks you, just gets you just not happening? For me, it's trying to use Acrobat or Adobe Acrobat. I struggle with that, so I use Microsoft Edge instead. And another one is, what are some hacks that you use? What are some tips that you have for the blind and low vision community that I never even thought of? Because I don't use many apps. I haven't dove into that. I was in a world before apps came along, so I just kind of did my own thing. But I don't know, maybe it's time to start doing that. I keep getting asked about Be My Eyes, so Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.